This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, Kumar, this is Ramarao. I have one question. So in
Yes, sir.
CIDR, as a
Hmm.
owner, we are selecting the IP address, right? IP address, that range. So if
Hmm.
someone also select the same number, so how it will be unique? Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Ramarao, we can able to hear you.
Hey guys, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, yes,
Yeah. Sorry,
Yes.
sir. I lost you. Yeah. Please go ahead with the question.
yeah. So as a CIDA owner, you told that we can
Hmm.
select any IP like 120.0 dot something. If someone also select the same number, how
No, sir. I did not say.
it be?
I did not say to take 127. CIDR should be taken care. You are trying to create a private network. You have to go and create either 10, 172.16 to 31 or 192.168. All these things are local IP address, as I mentioned you. So if you're
Okay,
again confused, again you're asking the basic questions. As I mentioned you, think, think like you are trying to create an engineering college. An engineering college for your local representation, you are providing a roll number 1, 2, 3, 4.
okay, okay,
You
got
go
it.
to any other college, you will not repeat. This will be repeated again and again. Like you go to another college, you will see roll number 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't mean these two roll numbers are colliding each other. Those things are internal representation. Each and every college, I have a roll number. In the same way, when I am trying to create a network, a private network, I'll go Tata company will have 10.0.0.0 by 8. Wipro company will have 10.0.0.0 by 8 because both the companies are different. Both the networks are different. We are talking about local IP address, local representation. Got it?
I understand.
For a very simple, Ramarao, very simple. You are trying to buy, you are creating a flat, gated apartment. Gated apartment, you go for it, you have 100 flats. What is that you are going to provide? Flat number 1, 2, 3, 4. You go to another flat, you will see 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the reason? Why do you have same 1, 2, 3, 4? That is my local representation. Your flat name is, let's take an example. My home upper, let's say my home avatar. My home avatar has flat number 1. You have my home Vihanga flat number 1. Both are different. Local representation.
Sir, my screen is struck actually.
No, no. Are you able to see my screen now? No, I'm not stuck actually. I've not yet shared. Actually, by mistake, I click on closed. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
Kumar sir,
Yeah.
one more question. In in terms of private network IP address, right? Who will assign that?
Mhm.
So
You or your networking team should will be assigning. The person who
my
is
network,
creating your network will assign that private IP address series.
because that is also our own. We can select that private IP address as well, or
You are the
otherwise
owner.
someone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are the owner. Your
But if
company
it
will
is
take a decision. Your network administration will take a decision. What is the series they want to go for it?
and public, I'm talking about the public. In case of public,
There is nothing. There is nothing called as public, as I mentioned you. There is nothing for public.
no, for getting
Everything.
global
What
or
do you want to
otherwise
get? For
net
getting
internet,
public
right?
IP
For my
address, public IP address will be given by AWS.
okay,
You don't have any control. As I mentioned you, there is in the first day only I mentioned you, whenever you are trying to create a network, Call it that one as a private network. There is nothing called as public network which is under you. You don't worry about anything. Public IP address is given by AWS. There is what is the series they will give you, they will be given by AWS. Everything will be given by AWS. Okay, if you are setting your own company, I will not use AWS. I want to set my own company. You will buy public IP address from your ISP. Series of public IP address you will assign. They will only assign like a 11.10.0.0 by 24 IP address. You need to buy it. You will buy it, but you don't have any control on that one, as I mentioned you. Got it?
Yes, sir. Thank you. And in the case, who is the centralized body to control that public IP address?
That is taken care by country to country. Internet ISP, internet service provider, will take care.
Okay. In case of in India, who will be the centralized
Hmm.
body for the that public IP address?
Who's your
Private.
who is your ISP provider? Reliance,
Yes, sir.
SIFI, Tata Communications. Got it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we went and created a VPC for those people who were late. I'll go and I selected Khalid VPC. I'm going to delete right now. I'm going to create another VPC today. So let's go and create a VPC and we'll talk about certain important points on the networking things, and then we should finish off today VPC. Tomorrow onwards EC2 will start. So how do you create a VPC? Select your region. Very simple. Select your region. I want to create a network. VPC is a region based. Okay, that is very, very important. Don't think like, sir, can I create a network which is present in India, Australia, and United States? No, you need to go and create 3 VPCs. VPC, when you are trying to create a VPC, first thing you need to select a region. Hey, I want to create a network in this region, right? Then you can go and click on here something called as, what is that? I want to create a, what is there here? Create a VPC. I'll just click on create VPC. It will ask you 2 questions. Do you want to create a VPC only or VPC and more? Please select VPC and more. What is the meaning of when you click on VPC only? Only VPC gets created. IGW, route table, public subnet, private subnet, nothing gets created. Only these things gets created. Okay, so you go and click on VPC with, what is that? VPC and more. Go and click on it. What is the VPC name? VPC name, I would like to go and click on it like a demo VPC. Okay. What is the series of my VPC? What is my series of my VPC? What is the size of my VPC? Just mention I want to go and create. What is that? Maybe you can write it down. If you go and click on 10.0.0.8, it may not support. Okay, but like for your example, generally people will go for your correct size. 10.0.0.0 by 16. Sir, why are you going for 10.70? Well, let's go for 192. You are the owner, as I mentioned you. 168. I want to go into this series. Please select this series. Okay, 192, 168. Okay, what is the series you want to go for it? Fine. Now, whether it has to support IPv6 or no, right now I'm not going providing IPv6. Now, how many availability zones my VPC should be available? By default 2, you can select 1, you can go for 3, you can go and also select which availability zones my VPC gets created. What is an availability zone? Within a region, you have multiple availability zone. Availability zone is like a building, one building in Gachibowli, one building in Amirpet, one building in basically in Kajagoda, somewhere like this one. So Amazon creates the buildings like this one. Which building your network should be created? You are the stuff. If you go and select 3, it will automatically come to 3 here. 1, 2, and 3. No, I want 2. It will automatically get selected 2. Okay, how many public subnets you want to create, how many private subnets you want to create it. Is it clear, right? How many public subnet and how many private subnet you want to go and create it. And always I want to create 2 public subnets. 2 public subnets, what is the size of 2 public subnets? It is automatically taking. Sir, I'm selecting public subnet, I'm selecting number of private subnet 2. So what is the size of public subnets? 1 and 2. So this is public subnet in A, public subnet in B, private subnet in A, privates in B. They are providing the series. What is the series? You come up and say, sir, why are you going and providing? What is the meaning of 192.168.0.0 by 20? 32 minus 20. 2 to the power of 12, 4096 IP address are getting created in this subnet, in this subnet. You are the owner of this subnets. You feel like, array, public subnet, who is asking to go and create this much IP address, sir? Sir, I don't require, sir. You are the owner. Go and make it. What is that? 24. 24 means what? 32 minus 24? 8. 2 to the power of 8? 256 IP address. You are the owner. What is that? You want to create it. You want to increase it. You want to decrease it. It's all up to you. What do you go and select it? Go and select your series of public and private subnet. As I mentioned you, what do you have? What is the meaning of this one? What is the role of a NAT?
Private network.
Yeah. In private network, you don't have any internet. Okay, you don't have any internet. So to get internet, what do you go for? You go for a NAT server. You will go and create a NAT server, right? So let us go and explain you lightly about NAT. So this is your what is this? This is all about your private subnet, and you go and create a server number 1. This server will be assigned with the series 10.0.0.1 example 2. 10.0.0.2. You go and create it. This server can only communicate locally. Local IP address are there. But here in this server, you type what is that? www.google.com. Google.com IP address is, let's take an example, 157.1.1.1. Is it a public IP address or a private IP address? Public IP address. That server is not having any internet. Private subnet is not having, privatization means completely private, no internet. To have internet into this system, especially if anyone wants to google.com, in what is that one? What do you do? In your
Need
what is
NAT,
that?
sir.
In your public subnet, you will go and create what is that? NAT. Whenever you are creating this server, this entire thing is present in what is that? VPC. Whenever you create it, what is assigned here? Private IP address will be assigned 10.0.1.5, and then top of this one you are going to assign what is that? Public
Public.
IP address. Now in the what is that you are going to change? In the route table you will mention wherever you type, please go to where is that? NAT. Is it clear, right? NAT will go and communicate outside. Then the request is coming into this server. Then the NAT will forward to this system. Then this server and this server or any server which is present in the private subnet getting internet. Is it clear? Very, very important. What is the difference between NAT instance and NAT gateway? Please write it down. NAT gateway. I think people have already written, but write it down. NAT gateway. NAT gateway means NAT as a service. NAT as a service. NAT gateway means NAT as a service. So in this NAT is totally owned by, now who owns this one? AWS owns it, not you. AWS will owns it. AWS will go, what he will do? He will create that NAT server. He will assign public IP address. He will assign private IP address. He will provide hardware. He will provide RAM. He will provide everything. You don't worry about anything. AWS, okay, NAT as a service is called as NAT gateway. Is it clear? NAT as a service is called as NAT gateway. This is the way you are creating a NAT. AWS is taking care of entire NAT as a service. So that is what it is asking you, but always keep it in your mind. So what is the difference between this one? So it is like this one. Let's go for a good diagram. This is one private subnet, and private subnet is present in availability zone A, there is 1 and 2 servers are there. You can go and create, what is that one? What is that? Public subnet. Public subnet also I can create in availability zone A, and my NAT is present in availability zone A. This is availability zone A, this is availability zone. They are taking the help of NAT to get internet. What will happen? This total availability zone A is not working. NAT will also not work. That is the reason they are asking a question. Do you want NAT first of all? No, sir, I don't want NAT. Then what is that? None. Sir, I need a NAT. Then what is this one? Let's go and create NAT gateway in one availability zone. What is the danger when I go and create here? Okay, yes, no redundancy. That means, so NAT gateway will get created in one availability zone. If that availability zone is not working, your NAT will not work. Okay, what is the advantage of the second one? If you are creating 3 subnets, in each subnet, one NAT gets created, one per availability zone. If you are using 3 availability zones, it will go and create 3 NATs. What is the advantage? One is not working, another will be working. What is the disadvantage? Cost. Cost increases. Which one you want, they are providing. This is a very good way. Otherwise, it was very complex in the previous screenshot. Now it is very good. You can go and select, I don't want. Let's take an example. Someone will come up and say, no, I don't want. Then go and click on what is that? None. When you click on none, you will not get any NAT. And please write it down. NAT is not free. NAT is not free. NAT, when you create it, you will get some charges. Is it clear, guys? NAT, you will get some charges. So keep it in your mind, that one. So you have NAT gateway, one. So I am selecting one in one availability zone right now. Is it clear, guys? Anyone has any questions? I'll go and explain you slightly more today on VPC part. So I am selecting my sizes. I am selecting DNS host name, DNS resolution. Let AWS will take care of everything. Now, what is the meaning of the next one? What is the meaning of this one? What is the meaning of this one? Tendency. When you are creating, write it down. You have what are the types of tendency you have? 2 types of tendency, write it down. Default and dedicated. Write it down. What is the meaning of, okay, tenancy, tenant. What is the meaning of you are a tenant? Tenant means what? You're taking a rent. Is it? So even in AWS, there are 2 types of tenancy. What is the meaning of this one? It's like this one, man. Like you are going for, I want one room in a hotel. So they'll come up and say, randomly they will pick a one hotel and they say like, go to room number 100. So he'll go. He will comes into picture. You also go to 100. So what is the meaning? One room is shared by 2 people or 3 people. That is called as first one. What is that? Default. Hardware is shared. So in the background, you will go and create, AWS has hundreds of servers like this one. Yes or no? In the background, AWS has hundreds of servers like this one. So this particular server is shared by 4 or 5 people. That is called as default. But let us take an example. You will come up and say, this total box has to be belongs to me. I want the dedicated box. I don't want anyone to come into picture. Then you will go for what is that? Then you will go for what is that? Dedicated. That's what it is explained here. Default to ensure that the instance launch in the VPC uses its tenants attributes specified to launch. If they're creating for outpost private IP address, we'll talk about outpost. Outpost is another one. If you are creating a VPC for outpost, okay, select dedicated to ensure that the instance launch in a VPC running on a, what is that? Dedicated instance regardless of tenancy attributes specified at launch. So you will get, what is that? What is that? Dedicated, you get an instance. Is it clear? So that is there. Which one you want to go for it, you can choose it. Happily you can choose it whatever you want. And then anything missing? So VPC name, series, Tenancy is equal to dedicated or default, number of availability zones, number of public and private subnets, their series, gateway, VPC endpoint. VPC endpoint right now I'll go and click on S3 gateway. Now what is this VPC endpoint? Wait for S3 to get completed. Go and select your DNS enabled, click one button and VPC, and the entire component gets created. Okay, so what are the things gets created when I click on this button? VPC gets created, public subnet gets created, IGW gets created, DNS hosting names, DNS names will be taken care, DHCP option set gets created, route table gets created, public subnet, private subnet gets created, NAT gets created, NAT is assigned with one public IP address and private IP address. Everything gets created in one shot automatically. Shall we create? One, NAT is, I clicked on it, right? It's okay. Kelly Technologies, what will do? Okay. So I'll show you. Last time I have not shown you. I'll show you now. I'll go and click on it. That's it, sir. Everything gets created automatically. VPC DNS name, creation of the VPC, creating endpoint, public subnet, private subnet, IGW, IDW is attached to the VPC, routing tables, association, elastic IP address, NAT gateway. Last time you remember I clicked on it, it went created. NAT gateway is which operating system? Linux operating system, I said mention, write it down. NAT is actually a Linux operating system in the background. They are taking care of NAT. They are creating a NAT server, installing, configuring, and they'll get back to you. NAT creation will take like 1.5 minutes. It's a server right in the background. AWS is taking care. So it will take some time to create it. It will take 1.5 minutes to go and create it. 1 minute to 1.5 minutes it will take care, and then it will go and create. I don't do anything. I click on only one button. Everything gets created automatically.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Kumar sir, see, for I'm trying to create the. I'm basically from Mumbai. I'm Pune, and I'm trying to create the VPC for Hyderabad uh,
Mhm.
area,
No, no, no.
but it
Don't
is
use
not.
Hyderabad, sir. Hyderabad is not yet ready, sir. Wait, sir. Hyderabad is not yet ready. So wait, sir, for some times. They are getting initialization. Basic of AWS S3 and other components are getting created. They are in GA state right now. So even it is clearly mentioning here. It is in GA state actually, but be careful. So how do you get total AWS infrastructure and everything? See, spelling would rather. Okay, so you go back and see very neatly. They'll explain you how many regions are there. Okay, this red dot is coming soon. Hyderabad also it came into picture. If you see, right, this is launched in very recently with 3 availability zones. Be careful, it is in GA state. That means there are a lot of things are getting one. Wait for 1 month, sir. Just give 1 month of time and it will work for it. Then again, this is the people who don't know about AWS. Sir, I'm trying to create it. Why AWS is not working after 1 month? You need to go to here. What is this one? And you go below, and then this is there. You go back and see what is this one. What is this? What is this? What you need to do?
Region.
You need to enable it. Then only it will work. Your endpoints. Do these two things. Okay. So two things. So I would like we give Hyderabad a 1 month of time, more 1 month of time. The reason is it is newly launched. They have some problems. They're fixing up hardware and everything they're setting up. It will take 1 month of time. I created a VPC, demo VPC, delete got created, completely got created. Whenever I create a VPC, AWS is assigning one VPC ID. Everything in the background got created automatically. I don't care about anything. VPC got created. What is this one? DHCP automatically it will assign IP address that got created. What is this one? What is this one? DNS is enabled. What is this one? Route table is created automatically. What is this one? NACL, network access control list, security level got created. Everything got created How many subnets? Public subnet and private subnet. How do you know? So you copy the VPC ID, go back to the subnet. Sir, how do I know how many subnets I created, public or private and everything? You paste it and you click on enter. So we selected four, right? Two public subnet, two private subnet. How do you know whether this is public or private subnet? Never believe the names. This can be changeable, as I mentioned you. What you need to do, go and select this
Oh,
one or go and click on this subnet and you will have, what is this one? You go back
route
and
table.
you will
I
see,
have finished.
yeah, you will see what is this one? Route table. What is the public subnet route table, as I mentioned you? If you see what is the public route
Uh,
table, local IP
IGW,
address 192.168 series will connect to what is that? Local. But when you
public.
type google.com, facebook.com in public subnet, they are automatically having internet. They will go via what is that? IGW, Internet Gateway Routing. What about public subnet? What about private subnet? NAT. So you go
NAT.
back here in the back. So I'll select this one. What is this one? What is this one? Private subnet. When you go and click on private subnet, this is route table. You go below route table where it is going towards NAT. So local IP address has to go to local, but when you type google.com, where it has to go? NAT, network address translator. Network address translator is created by whom? Who owns this NAT? AWS. What is the IP address? Public IP address. So if you want more details, you can go and click on NAT properties. It will not show you NAT properties, but I'll tell you how do you go and click on it. This is a NAT server. They'll hide it because they are taking care, right? But if you see NAT properties, when you create a server, local IP address will be assigned. Yes or no? And as well as what is assigned? Is it clear? Public IP address is assigned on NAT. Elastic IP address is nothing but a public IP address in NAT and their properties like what is this one, what is this, connectivity, public. We'll talk about these all properties when time comes into picture. But this is a NAT server, network address, say network address translator. Hope it is clear for online people. Anyone has any questions? Online people, is it clear? Anyone has any questions? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's talk about, please write it down. So let's go back first of all, and I'll go for, sir, do you remember what is the one public subnet I created? One public subnet I created with what series? 192.168 0.0 slash 24, 24, 24. I created, I changed it to 24. 24 means what? 256 IP address, right? So, but you tell me, what is this? By the UI. So this is subnet is there? Yes or no? This subnet is there. If you see, what did I provided? What did I provided? What is that? 192.168 0.0 by 24. 24 means 32 minus 24. How much? 8. 250? What is this? Why? One NAT server I create. So public IP address. Oh, this is 250 is private IP addresses, sir. It should be one NAT server I created, right? So one IP address is assigned. It should be 255. Why it is 250? And what is this? And what is this? 16. Sorry, 20. 32 minus 20. How much? 12. 2 to the power of 12. 4096. Why 91? Where are 5 IP address? Who is eating away 5 IP address? Please write it down. Please write it down. You will, whenever you are trying to create a VPC, whenever you are trying to create a subnet, you will have minus 5 IP address will be cut off. What is the reason? Write it down. UI changed, everything changes, man. This is bad. Wait a minute. Yeah, please write it down. Please write it down. Whenever you are creating a VPC, whenever you are creating a subnet, right? Very, very, very important. Forget about AWS. Normally, you are creating a network in your home. I am creating my own company. So you will see whenever you create 10.0.0.0 by 24, right? It will be not 24, 256. 256 minus 2. If you are creating in your home, minus 2. What are those things? 10.0.0.0. It will be at any cost. This IP address is what is that? Network address. And the last one, what is this? 10.0.0.255 will be what is that? Network broadcasting. Write it down, this one. But when you are creating in AWS, it will have minus 5 IP address. Write it down. 10.0.0.network address. 0.1 is for VPC router. 0.2 is for what is that? DNS server. 0.3 is for future use. 255 is for network broadcasting. Minus 5. Whenever you are trying to create a subnet, anything you go and create it. So I'll tell you, I'm providing an example. Tell me. I'll go and create a subnet 10.0.0.0 by 28. So how many IP address gets created? Tell me. 10.0.0.0 by 28.
9.
Okay. 32 minus 28. How much? 4. 2 to the power of 4. How much?
8.
16. 16 minus
1.
5. How much? 11 IP address you will get it. Is it clear? 11 IP address you will get it. So you are the owner. Anything you created, it will have minus 5. Is it clear, guys? Got it? So, and what is the maximum series you can go for it? What is the minimum? So let us go for that one also. Go and check it out. Just write it down this one. Don't write everything. Just write it down. 0.1 is for VPC router. 0 is for network address. 0.2 is for your, what is that? DNS server. 0.3 is for future use. They will not allocate any IP address. Suddenly something is required from future. Suddenly something is there. You should not say no IP address is present. 0.3. 256 is network broadcasting IP address. Got it? Is it clear? Anyone has any questions? What is meant by a VPC? How and when I created a VPC? How the network is creating in the background? All these things. Anyone has any questions? Please let me know. It will have minus 5 IP address at any cost. So can you tell me when I am creating the first server, and if you want to assign an IP address, what will be the first IP address in this one? Good. 4. 10.0.0.4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 till 254. 254. 255 is already assigned. Is it clear? So whenever you are creating a minimum subnet, so if you create 256, you get 251. You create /2416, you get it 11. Minus 5, minus 5, minus 5, minus 5. Clear? Okay. So if this is clear, I am done for the class. I will go for the basics of networking. It is important. It is not my duty to go and provide you. It is your duty to go for it, but please go for it. I'll go through very, very, very basics. What is the reason I go for basics when the most important thing is the time, sir? This one for the last batch I did not explain because the timeline. I don't get time. So, but right now we completed VPC. So let's go for it. I want to go for some networking commands and I want you to take some, what is that one? Homework. Like, like the reason why I'm telling you, right? I felt very shocked. The one person, I don't want to name my student. One person is doing basically masters. I think this is like 1 year or 1.5 year back ago. He's doing masters in United States. Last year, that is also second year he was there. He is masters in computer science. So okay. Then when we were talking his English words very good, super and everything. Then he said like, Anna, I'm learn AWS. I want to learn AWS. Okay, Array, which masters you're doing? He said like, I'm doing masters in basics of networking and all those things, some AI and everything. Okay, then I said, okay, Anna, can you do it? I want to get a job. Then I said, first question. It was my mind got corrupted with this question. What is meant by ping? I asked him. What is meant by ping command. He said, do you know what is the answer? He said, pinga. There is nothing called as ping. There is bing. Then I said like, I'm asking about. So I am just asking, what is meant by a command? How do you ping? Okay, he said there is nothing ping. There is, what is that? Bing. What is Bing? Search engine of Microsoft. And I asked twice and I said third. Are I'm asking Bing, ping man. Na ping ledana Bing. Then I understood his level of knowledge and that to master in networking in computer in United States. Then I realized, man, this is too much. These are the LKG basics which you require. So let us go through that one. So very, 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 very important. So let's go through. All are very, very important and I'll go deep. When time comes, I'll go deep. Right now, I'll not explain you. Sir, I want to check it out. See, very, very, very simple. Maybe write it down. This is very important. I'll again and again, I'll go for it. You have your laptop. Yes, sir. Yes or no? Your laptop is there. You have your laptop. Yes or no? And you want to browse. What is that? You want to go for what is that, sir? Google.com. You want to browse what is that? Example, what is that you want to go browse? Facebook.com, yes or no? So if you are accessing, if anyone asks this question, don't get panic. So who is accessing Google.com, Facebook.com? Who is accessing? You. You are typing Google.com, Facebook.com, Amazon.com. You are accessing the application, right? Very simple. Don't get confused. This area is called as and you are connecting from client to server with this one. What is that? Is it clear, guys? Please write it down. This is very, 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 very important. Sir, you are client. Sir, I'm not a client. I'm not going and providing any money. That is different client, man. Client means the person who is accessing. Okay, who wants the request. Client, and where are the requests? Where is the server? Where it is deployed? Server. Client and a server communication. The Google first round, in this one only you have 1 hour, 1 round, 1 hour of interview question. Nothing they'll ask you. Can you tell me, even my fresh desk work basically which I got selected, they asked me first round, this one 40 minutes interview question. Tell me the relation between a client and a server, how it will connect, where it will go, how it will go. Very, 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 very deep they've asked me, but that was very simple for me. But keep it in your mind, client and server. From client, I want to check whether the server is working or not. What should I do? Array, server is working or not. Okay, so for your example, if google.com is working or not, what should I do? From the client, you go into what is that? Command prompt and type what is the command you have? Ping www dot what is that? Google.com. When you click on it, it should respond. It should respond Google IP address, public IP address. It is responding means the client is successfully able to communicate to the server. Is it clear, right? So what is the command? What is the command we are going through? Ping command. Is it clear? Ping is a command. Ping. Sir, when I click on ping, what happened? How many times it took? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in your home, someone will come up and ask me, you are having some problem. 5 minutes internet is coming, 2 minutes internet is not coming. 5 minutes internet is coming, 2 minutes internet is not working. How do you prove? How do I know? When he will come up and say, hey, where is the problem? You type it and it is coming and saying, what is that? You need to continuously ping, right? What should I do? Okay, so you will go and click on ping www dot, what is that? google.com minus t. You click on it, it will continue click. Now you will see any packet is losing or not or anything. Is it clear, right? You have to be a network engineer in your home, sir. You should not go, and these are all basics. So when you go and click on it, it will continue to click on it. After 2 minutes, you have internet problem. What it will come up and say? Timeout, timeout, timeout. Then you come up and say, what is happening? I'm not able to access internet continuously. This is the way you get it. Is it clear? Anyone has any questions? Basics of networking. And you don't need to wait for me, sir. Go to youtube.com and click on basics of networking commands. All these things you will get it. Is it clear? Yes or no? This is one. I want to find out my laptop. What is my IP address? Very simple command. What is that? What is that?
IP
IP
config.
configuration slash. When you go and click on it, whatever which is assigned in your laptop, all these things will come up and identify, not identify. You can click on IP config, IP configure all. When you go and click on, it will come up and say you are using a router called as D-Link and your IP address is 192.168.0.104. What is your local IP address? All these things, adapter, Ethernet, and all these things. It will talk about this. We'll talk about those things, but IP config is one command. Is it clear? Ping is one command, IP config is one command. Okay, sir. So let us take an example now. Please write it down. Maybe please write it down. What is meant by, I think this is a senior question. I may be asking him also. So let us think. What is meant by, what is this? I don't know what is port number. Can anyone explain me what is port number? What is port number, sir?
Once we receive the data package, right? And it
What is port number, sir?
to identify the
A port number is nothing but an entry gate again. It's an entry point. Okay, Vishakhapatnam port means what? The raw materials from outside country will go and drop it to where? Vishakhapatnam port. Port, sir. Don't go and confuse. All are English words based on the whatever daily basis they kept it. Most of the people think in different way. No, port is nothing but what is that? If any goods anyone has to come into picture, so they will drop it in a port. They will come to the ship port, and from there your data is coming to picture, right? Port is nothing but entry point for any kind of a thing. For your example, write it down. How many ports are there? How many ports are there? So you have a port number 0 to 65,536 port numbers are there in one computer. Every communication, I want to download a file from you. Anything which we are talking to each other will happen through what is that? Port numbers only. Port numbers only. By default, there are some port numbers are there. Please write it down. How many port numbers are there? 0 to 65,536 port numbers are there. There are some default port numbers which are famous in the world. Like what is this port number? 80. 80 each for what kind of a transaction? HTTP. What is this one? What is this one? What is this one? What is this one? If I want to connect to Windows system RDP, what is this port number? If I want to connect to Linux system with what protocol? All are default port numbers. Defaulty very famous. Port number means an entry point, an application. Sir, this is your server, sir. Let's take an example. This is server number 1. So, and you are installing one Google application here. Let's take an example. You install Google application and X person wants to connect it here, and Google application is an entry point they will open. How do you do it? This application port number is, what is that? 80. So only you can connect to Google port number with what port number? 80. So is it clear? Port number 0 to 65,536 port numbers are there by default. Very, very, very important. You need to go to internet and type what is port number, how many port numbers are there, why you have only 0 to 65,536 ports on only, what is the port number, one port number means one process, what is the process, go deeper, you will get a beautiful idea about how the computer is designed. Is it clear, guys? What is meant by port number? Okay, if you understood this port number, very good, super, sir. Now I would like to come up and say, sir, let's take an example. This is my server. This is my, what is that? Server. And I installed one, what is that? Application. I opened, what is the port number? 80. Now I want to go and find out, I want to go into this server. In this server, I want to go and check it out. What are the port numbers which I opened? Did I open only port number 80? Or I opened port number 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87? How do I know? In this laptop, I have a laptop. In this laptop, how many port numbers I open to the world? So this guy should come to port number 80. His IP address is 18.1.1.1. What I can say, if 18.1.1.1 come with port number 81, it's okay. He should come. Array, I want everyone in the world should come with port number 80. But what are the ports I opened? How do I know? So there is a very, very important command. What is that? What is that? Netstat minus A. When you go and click on it, it will go and open. Boss, what is the meaning of this one? What did I mention you? Everyone, remember 0.0.0. Everyone basically can come to my laptop with what port number? Basically. So you come up all these things, it will clearly mention it. It will clearly mention it, what, where, how, who is allowing, is it connection is established, is it really, all this status about who, what is that I have enabled. I have enabled. So what is this one? If anyone can come, this person can come with port number 339 to my desktop. Is it clear, right? What, where, everything is coming into picture. Netstat minus A. Netstat is a command. You have multiple options. Minus A, minus AF. You have lot of options are there. Netstat. Very, 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 very important command. Is it clear? Okay. If that is clear, sir, I want to go and find out the complete information about. I want complete information about my computer in Windows. I want to find out my computer name. What is that? Very simple. What's the name? Host name. Write it down. What is the host name? It will go and provide me my computer name. Sir, I want the total information about this system. I need computer name. Is it added domain? What is the RAM and everything? Then what is that you need to type? What is that? What? Tell me DMID. I don't know. DEC. Can you tell me from the starting? DMIDECOB. No. That's Linux. Okay. Answer is pretty simple. You go and click on it, it will read complete detail about your computer, what is happening, and it will go and provide you complete details about what is your IP address, what is the last time you provided, what is your Ethernet, what kind of security patches you have updated, what is your physical memory, virtual memory, time zone, where, what, everything is coming into picture. System info. That is Linux system, sir. That is Linux. That is not only Linux, that is Linux with certain flavor. It will not work in all these things. You're right, but you need to also install, you need to install some app-get into that to get it that one. But this is by default coming. System info will provide you the complete information about what is there, what, where, and how. Is it clear, guys? Very, very important, and very, very, very important. Now I want to go and check it out. Now see, very, very important. What is this command? This is not true. This is absolutely not true. Why it will not true, I'm not explaining right now. I'll explain you when time comes into picture. This is not true. Sir, this is google.com. I'm telling you, this is my laptop. Now tell me, from my laptop, google.com is working fine or not, what should I do?
Ping.
Google will be responding fine or me, what should I do? I want to check whether from my laptop Google will be responding fine or not. What should I do? Ping. Okay.
Ping.
Now, if it is not pinging, what is the meaning? When I ping, it is coming and saying, okay, it is, when I ping, it is not responding. What is the meaning? Okay. Okay. No communication
Yeah.
between server number 1 and server number 2. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. You will see, let us take an example. I can design a website, facebook.com. You click on it from your server, it will work. But when you ping it, it will not ping. What is the meaning is, I'll tell you, please write it down. What is the command you are typing? Ping. So what is the meaning of ping? It will use one method to go here and it will check, hey, I want to go and check it out your health. This server is not agreeing. It will come back and say the server is not responding. But actually we'll talk about it. Ping, write it down. Ping uses, write it down, ICMP protocol. ICMP protocol. Okay. What is this ICMP? We'll talk about that one. What is TCP, UDP, ICMP when time comes into picture. So it is not true. It is absolutely not true, sir. I did google.com. Google.com is not working, sir. Google.com is down. No. You go and type in your browser www.google.com, it will work. Okay. Ping is different. Now google.com is working on which port number? 80. Now that is what I want to test it. Ping google.com means it will not go and look for 80 port number. Ping means either the google.com server is available or not. It will, but google.com port number 80 is open to me, yes or no? Is it, can I log google.com port number 80? Whether it will respond file, how do you know? Very, 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 very important. So this is actually important, sir. I want to go and check it out. This is a server, and here what did I install? Google.com application installed. Google.com is working with what port number? 80, and this is my laptop. Now I want to check it out whether my laptop can reach, what is that? 80 port number of Google. What should I do? Very, 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 very important. What should I do? Write it down. Very, very important. Telnet. Telnet will be by default will be not present in your Windows. You need to install it. What is that? Telnet. Telnet. What I want to test whether google.com is working or not? www dot. Let us take an example. I'll go and click on, what is that? What is that? And working with port number 80. Will it work? Will it not work? There is no website called as www.kumargoogle.com, right? With port number 80. Forget about that. Let's go and click on google.com port number is what? 80. But I want to reach to google.com with what port number? Will it respond? Yes or no? No. Google.com will not allow port number 80. Whether it will allow or not, how do I go? When I go and click on enter, it will come up and say I am connecting to Google, and Google with port number 80, and Google is not allowing port number 80. Google says get lost. It is trying connecting. It will not connect. It will come up and say, man, with port number 88 from my laptop, it is not allowed. Is it clear? Is it clear? What is that? What is that? Could not open the connection to the host to port number 80. But how do I know whether the google.com is working for me? What is that? What will happen when I click on enter? It will become plain screen. That means it is working. Is it clear, guys? This means it is working. Telnet is a very, 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 very important command. Right? Yes or no? One of the very, very, very most important one. So now you tell me, I want to go for like this one. There is one client, that is client, and what is this one? server. This is present in what is that? This is present in what is that? When I go and click on google.com, google.com is not working. Where is the problem? The request is going through like this one through internet and everything. Lot of places it will go, right? This cable wire or anything will go for it, right? How do you know there is a problem here? There is a problem here. There is a problem here. There is a problem here. Okay. So there is one command. Very, very, very important. What is that? What is that command, sir? Wait a minute. Let me go for it. I'll show you. Simple command. Okay. There is a command called as what is that? What should I type here? So between me, that is my laptop, and Google, what are the things which are there? Everything it will list it out. First, it will go from my laptop. It is going to what is that? Router. From router, it will go to where? My DNS. From DNS, where it is going through? My ACT. From my ACT, it is going to where? Broadband to where is to Mumbai. Mumbai to where? What? How? All the connections where it is going and everything it will go. What is this one? This is a task for you. Write it down. What is the meaning of hops and read it? What is hop? I don't know what is hop. You read it. Huh? What is hop? Please read it. What is a hop? Max 30 hops it will go and provide you. Go and check it out. So if I go and from my laptop, it is going from here to here, 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 and then it will go to where? And how much time it is taking from one hop to another hop? 1 millisecond, 13 milliseconds. Very, 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 very important. Is it clear? All these things. I have only provided some 7 or 8 networking commands. You go for 20 networking commands. What is the meaning of flush DNS? How do you go for DNS kind of things? How do you go for something related to, I want to go for counters, performance counters. All these things, please go for it. It is your responsibility. Go deep dive. Very, very, very important. Is it clear? Anyone has any questions on what is meant by a VPC and the basics of networking commands? Okay, tomorrow VPC is done. Tomorrow onwards, a new AWS service will start. That is called as EC2, Elastic Cloud Computing. Very, very, very important. The longest AWS service. That means it will take 10 days time. Out of our 70 days, 10 days will be on EC2 instance only. Big one. 8 or 10 days it will take. Very, very, very big. You get 6 guarantee questions in a VPC, 5 questions in VPC, 6 or 7 questions on EC2 instance in any AWS certification. Is it clear, guys? Any questions? Online people, clear, sir?
Yes.
Any questions anyone has? Please go through, sir. Don't believe me. Don't believe me. You should never believe me. Sir, I want networking commands. What should I do? I need infrastructure. Click on it, infrastructure. What is happening? Where it is happening? All these things you get it. How many availability zones are there? How many availability zones are there in this one? I want the total global infrastructure. How many regions are there? 30 regions, each availability zones. How many are there? How many edge locations are there? We'll talk about all these things very neatly in a one graph, what, where, everything is provided, sir. Got it? Okay. So I'll sign off right now. And how do you delete a VPC? Please, please. How do you delete a VPC? Let's go and create a VPC. Delete a VPC. NAT server will not get created. You cannot delete NAT server. Go and delete the NAT server and be careful. Select your NAT server. Click on action. Delete NAT. Okay. Click on delete. Wait for 1 minute until the NAT server gets deleted. Don't touch anything. NAT server is getting created and elastic IP address is assigned. Elastic IP address is a static IP address. It will not go away until you say get lost. It will sticking with you and you will get a bill. You do any mistake, your elastic IP address will not get deleted. So this server is assigned with elastic IP address. Wait for it until it gets deleted. It takes some 1 minute of time.
what is the cost for this Elastic? Is there any like approximately
NAT
per an hour?
NAT server you get a cost, sir. NAT server I think you get $14 per month
Okay.
if you run 24 into 7 into 30 days. I created 1 hour, right? 1 hour bill. Maybe 1 hour will be some 5 rupees or some 2 rupees or 3 rupees, something like that. It will come. Deleted. So go back to, once it is deleted, go back to here. What is this one? Elastic IP address. See, Elastic IP address is static. It is stick to you. So I select this one and then click on it, and then what is that? Release it. I don't want Elastic IP address. Please release it. Click on release. Now you don't get any bill. Is it clear, right? Please take care. Okay, guys, I am done for the day. I'm going to sign off right now. Tomorrow, don't miss tomorrow's class at any cost. Tomorrow, don't miss at any cost. Please come tomorrow. One of the most important class. This would be one of the most important class, not for this 70 days, entire your life, because you will understand what is infrastructure, what is a server, what is a virtual machine, what is a physical machine, what is a container. All these things let us dive through tomorrow. Very, very important. It's the biggest AWS service. Again, I'm saying you 8 or 9 AWS days it will take. Please ask bunch of questions, especially seniors. Okay? Okay, guys. Then I'm signing off. Thank you. ఏంట్రా బాబు ఇది ఏంటిది వాట్ ఇస్ 1 minute sir 1 minute what is this the